The upper band is a layered cross stitch. The layered cross stitch is it's just giant cross stitches over 8 canvas threads. You're going to share holes with the road stitches. And you can make your cross stitches either by making a full cross as you go, of course, if you do that, then you're going to have to alter the direction of your leg. So what I did as I was stitching is I made my cross stitches the same way I would if I were cross stitching in a row. You have to count the first layer, but you don't have to count the layers after that. Okay, I believe that this will probably give us enough to look at, so I'm going to go ahead and cross these back. Now, of course, your row is going to be longer than this. You do want to make sure that all of your crosses across the same direction, just like you would if you were doing a cross stitch project. So you begin with your darkest color. The next color is the next darkest, and you're just going to come right beside the stitches that you've already made. You will have a little compensating at the top of the band. It's diagrammed for you in the book. But there's no compensating at this end because you have your layered crescents in the way. The next layer is with a metallic, but I'm not using metallics because of the way it reflects the light when we're stitching for our video stitch demonstration, so I'm just going to use a pearl cotton instead. But you just make your giant cross stitches. These are in adjacent holes, no skipped holes. But the only shared holes are going to be where the cross stitch shares with itself. Here and here and here. So if your thread is going into a hole where there's another color, you might want to take another look at it just to make sure you're stitching correctly. Okay, then you're going to take the medium color and layer right beside it. This is a really pretty band. It just looks really nice with several different layers of colors. Usually you want your darkest colors to be on the bottom and your lightest colors to be on the top. This is going to be a very solidly stitched band, so your thread carries are not going to show. You take your next to the lightest color for the next layer. And you would stitch the next layer with the metallic, and I'm just going to use my pearl cotton for purposes of demonstration. And you can see that the band is becoming very solid, and it's really relatively easy to see where your next stitches need to go. Now you'll stitch with your lightest color. Keeping all my spaghetti out of the band. And you'll notice that you do not need to stitch with multiple needles at once. You'll stitch with and do one color, and then you'll end off the thread because you won't need it again, which makes this a relatively easy border stitch to do. Okay, one more layer and we're done. Last layer will be with your contrast color, and you should be able to see right where it needs to go. There should be only one hole open on the sides between the other layers. And that's it, the layered cross stitch. You can see it makes nice patterns with the different thread colors. That's one reason why it's such an attractive border.